I guess that's better than big ass penis. I don't know.
3, 2, 1.
All right. Well, welcome back to another episode of Server Restart In, your weekly World of Warcraft podcast, where three opinionated players get together to discuss their thoughts about the current state of the game. My name is Jim. I'm joined by Kristen.
Hello.
And Brian.
Hello.
And we got some big news this week.
Congratulations.
What? Get out of here.
Oh.
That's not that. No.
Jesus, no.
No, 9.2 has been announced. We have a release date finally, and it happens to be on February 22nd. So 9.2 is going to be released on 2/22/22. So,
oh, look at that. That's.
And I've already saw somebody going, great, now we're going to get 10.0 on October 10th, right? I don't know. Yeah. I'd rather not, because that means they'd be rushing the 9.25 patch, which is when the faction limitations are going to be eased and whatnot. But nope. We have a announcement date for the launch, and I believe a week later is when the raids open up. March 1st. So, and that'll be the normal, and it'll only be the first 8 bosses up through Arthas, which we knew they were going to do. And then the next week, everything.
How many total are there?
11. There's 3 bosses afterwards. So I looked at the raid preview, and let's see. There were some pretty interesting looking bosses. And a lot of them are related to, so the Artificer from Castle Denathrius is back. So we have to fight him again. But now he's
Castle Nathria.
What did I call it? Did I call it Castle Denathrius? Yeah. Castle Nathria.
That Castle Denathrius, man.
Man, he's got a moat.
He can't. I would say Jim can't help. He's so sexy.
I mean, I'm surprised he's not listed in here as one of the bosses, but no. So the Artificer's in there, and it's the whole, I don't know, Z Cartel XY, however that's pronounced. They got some architects and like a tank-looking thing. Arthas, obviously, the prototype Pantheon, which are the Eternal ones. Like, so the Arbiter, not the Arbiter, the fucking, God, what's the fuck? The leaders of the different factions. So I don't know if there's a Denathrius one. There probably will be. But those guys, but like, they're just like base models or whatever. So that looks pretty neat.
I think there is, I think there is a Denathrius one. I think they have all.
I think it would be
5.
all. Is it 5? Because do they have? Oh, there's a prototype Jailer, right? Because he was the original Arbiter. So there would have to be a prototype for him as well. Just some goofy shit. The Lords of Dread. So we're gonna be fighting the Dread Lords. I don't know if that's gonna be a fight like the 9, the Valkyrie that we fight in the Sanctum of Domination, like the 3rd boss or whatever. A fight like that where they have, just pop in and out with the different Dreadlords. Hopefully this will be maybe the end of them. There's one called Rygalon, which apparently is a Jailer's dominated, they call him, what do they call him here? A Constellar. So it'll be like Algernon in Ulduar. Is it?
So what's interesting about that is that it says drawn to observe the fateful events unfolding within the sepulchre of the first ones. Rygalan succumb to the jailer's domination. So, what exactly is domination, right? Besides, like, some slave dungeon sex thing, what is domination?
Well, the domination magic is what it's basically, I guess, like that's what Arthas is being controlled by. And I think that like Frostmourne had some of that in there. So like when Arthas was raising the dead, they were not just scourged, but they were dominated to his will and they did what he wanted, kind of thing. You know, and
Has it ever actually said, has the story ever told us, like, if he is the central thing of this type of magic or whatever it is, how? How did it come to be? What is he? He'd have to be utilizing something at that point,
it could
right?
be
How is he?
it could be just the power that he was imbued with, either in the Maw or a bastardization.
That's his
of-
job.
Well, it could be like part of his original power as the Arbiter, but corrupted from being in the Maw, maybe? I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. No clue. And then obviously the jailer. So, yeah. Looks like a pretty decent lineup.
The Rygalan dude looks badass.
Yeah, it
He
looks
really
almost
cool.
like a Death Knight version of Algernon from
Yeah, that's pretty
Ulduar. And, you know, he's like a constellation, but with all that different armor on it.
I'm not sure how I feel about, like, all the futuristic. I don't know. It's very much like it's got some desert Oldham feel to it, and then there's all these like constructs that I don't know. When were constructs really popular? Was that in WoD? When they had a
Well-
bunch of constructs?
I mean, I know Ulduar had a lot of them type, you know, but like, I don't remember them in WoD.
It's just like there's so much of it, and I don't know. I feel like I might go down a path of being slightly negative about stuff. Don't get me wrong; like some of the stuff looks incredibly badass, but I don't know. It's
Yeah, I don't know.
they still have a PTR out too, don't they?
Yeah, the PTR is still out there, I think. There's still updates to it and whatnot. I'm not sure when the PTR is going to be done. If it's coming out on the 22nd, that's 11 days. So it's probably getting ready to end.
I'll say that's crazy. That's
Would
pretty
be
cool.
my guess. I mean, it's probably just fine tuning at this point and not like major changes. I know that they.
Did
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, did anybody hit their bets for 9.2? I don't recall what they were.
I didn't write it down, so I have no idea.
I think mine was. I'm pretty sure mine was in March. I don't know.
Oh, I don't remember. You have to go back to that episode, whichever one it was.
Yeah, we don't go back to
I know.
episodes and look at that stuff. We were all right. I mean, I don't know what anybody's talking about. We all had it right on the head.
That's
I mean,
true. We always get it right. So
yeah, I mean,
True.
you know, we are the Nostradamus of WoW podcast. So
basically, yeah.
yeah, so
No data can tell us otherwise.
yeah, you can keep all your facts to yourself. All that matters is what we think in our minds. And
That's
that-
absolutely true. Yeah, and if they would, you know, heed our recommendations, the game would be just monthly users blown out of proportion. Would have been insane. Going
Yeah.
down probably, but
I know that some of the stuff for, I know that they were saying that there were some, I think, Feral Druid and Mage nerfs, like getting hit pretty hard in the 9.2 stuff. Obviously that's, you know, that's related to, you know, the PTR and all that stuff. And it's, you know, it's good that they're doing it, but I figure that all the tuning is going to be done here real soon. That's probably just all that the PTR is for now is just kind of like fine tuning a few things. Like all the major changes are probably done. It looks like they added about 4 hours of music to like
4 hours.
4 hours of music of new music to the PTR build, the one from 2 days ago, which is
A lot.
crazy. It's a lot. It is a lot. And it's awesome. Let's see. Yeah, so it was the Feral 4-piece tier set got nerfed. I think probably the same thing with one of the mages. I'm not sure which one it was. It might have been Frost. Yeah, Frost Mage. So, that says the internal cooldown change was reverted. So, I don't know. I don't really play either of those, so it doesn't impact me that much. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. That kind of stuff is...
You don't have to lie. Everybody knows you have nothing but Death Knights.
What? I have every other class. I just don't play them that much.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be nice to have some new content to work on. Hopefully, it's engaging and has a lot of good story aspects.
I hope it does. I hope it does. Its diligence that is overly due in tying up loose ends for us as we walk towards the end of the expansion. I really, really hope.
Yeah, I think this might be the last major content patch for this expansion, is what I've been seeing. So I don't know if that's speculation or if that's actually true, but it does feel like that is, I mean, and that's fine. You know, it's the end of the story. They wrap it up. The last raid, I mean, the jailer was the big bad. We knew that pretty much from the beginning. So it would make sense that this would be kind of like the last raid, and then everything else would be kind of either, you know, anything in like 925 would either be tying up loose ends or kind of starting to maybe slowly sow the seeds for the next expansion. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they have planned, other than just like a new zone with new rep to grind and a new raid. You know, it'd be nice. It would be nice if with each like if 9.1 and 9.2 brought with it new dungeons. Like, do you remember when they added the 3 new dungeons in what, like right before ICC came out?
Oh yes.
Yeah, you had like the Forge of Souls and the one with the pit.
Halls of Reflection, Pit of Sauron.
Yeah, Halls of Reflection, Pit of Sauron. There was a third one too, wasn't there?
You said it.
The Forge of Souls.
What did you say? Yes, that one.
Yeah, so
that's that one that had the tank weapon and the bag, and I went nuts trying to get it both. I remember that.
Is it the one
good.
that? Yeah, I still need to go back and see if I can find and get a drop on a broken hilt. That I never got.
Oh man!
Do you remember
Dude,
that?
I got it. I got a drop in Ice Crown next to where, the hole where the dragon comes out of in the cinematic, where he
Cindergosa.
Yeah. So there's that big hole up there right south of
Yeah. Oh, you were up there when you got it?
I was farming or something and it dropped and I'm like, what? And I'm pretty sure I was overseas at the time, lagging about 2 seconds behind when I was playing.
And I think you can reforge like Quell de Los or something like that, maybe.
Yeah, there was like 4 different choices you could do. And of course I did the DPS one, so.
Well, obviously. I never got it. I've gone back. I spent a couple days every now and then going, man, I should go maybe just run a bunch of those and reset them until I can't run dungeons anymore.
Yeah.
Never got it.
I mean, that's good. I missed that.
That's a good one to run is the Pit, because it's got a lot of trash mobs and stuff like that, and I think the chances of it dropping are higher there.
Interesting.
But, you know, I mean, that was a while ago. Who the fuck knows anymore? You know, but yeah, it'd be nice if they would add more dungeons. because I mean
That's a good point. Like, why don't I don't like? Why wouldn't they? Even like a mall. Like, why? Why don't we? We don't have a mall dungeon, right? Like,
Well-
there's no mall dungeon.
What do you mean? A mall
Why don't we have a
dungeon?
mall dungeon? Mall dungeon, a shopping mall dungeon.
Well, we had the bazaar that we ran once and got to the end. Like the
yeah,
mega
but it's
dungeon.
not the. It's not mall.
Oh, in the
Right.
mall. I see. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, why not? There's so much. There's a lot of badass shit there, dude. Like, you know what I mean? The amount of stuff that you're there and dealing with are
See,
very much
they
like
missed.
dark.
They missed their
badass
chance
baddies.
for that. That should have been in 9-1, right?
Yeah, they fucked up.
Because that's when we were, no longer had the eye of the jailer. We're going into the maw. Let's go ahead and just start.
The eye of the gator. That was the eye of the gator.
Oh, yeah, excuse me. Yes, the eye of the gator. No, one-eyed gator. He's an honored fella. Yeah, that would have been a good place for it because, I mean, you can't have any mod dungeons if we're going to a completely different, like, realm, Zareth Mortis
Right.
or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, it wouldn't make sense to, like, oh, well, we're also going to go to the mall and do a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Shit, I'd take it though.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd take
yeah.
it.
It would definitely be nice, though, to have more dungeons. I don't care if you know what it probably is? It's probably because they build all these dungeons to tune them for Mythic Plus, and they don't, they have a set ones that they make because that's going to be the rotation for their Mythic Plus dungeon stuff and their MDIs and all that stuff. And they don't want to add any new ones because when was the last time you had a content patch that added a dungeon? We've not had, like, BFA didn't. that I can recall.
Legion did for sure.
Yes, we had 2 on the Broken Isles, right? Or at least 1 on the Broken Isles. The Cathedral.
And then there was Suramar. Suramar opened up too.
Yeah. You see, and that's just what I
3.
mean. It's just like you have at least 1. I think it's the what the fuck one? The one that everybody hates with the time dude at the end. And like it's a different way each time because the doors are all different. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to have that. So, BFA, I don't think did that. Which would have been good. No, because like they could
That's
have.
hilarious. I can't. Oh no, they did.
No, they didn't.
Mechagon, and then
Okay, Mechagon is the same thing as the Bazaar, right? It's a mega dungeon. It's one.
okay, that's fair. I get you.
And
I get you.
I'd rather they added a couple of them instead of a mega dungeon, like because they had Karazhan too in Legion. Because they had the Karazhan. Because we had to go there and do all that stuff.
That was at the beginning too, so they technically done like
that wasn't at the very beginning, wasn't it? Was it like 9-1 maybe?
Yeah, like the first patch. So like Suramar was opened up, but I don't know that that stuff didn't actually open. Then did it?
Those dungeons didn't
'Cause that
until
was-
we did the night.
Yeah, because that was the second raid.
Yeah, I think they opened
So
up
it would have
that
been
raid.
so it would have been a patch probably after Karazhan came out that did that.
Could be.
Because I think the Karazhan patch was small.
Yeah, I don't.
'Cause it was
remember.
only a few months after Legion had came out, because Legion came out in like August and that patch came out in like November or something like that. And I think that the beginning of the year, the next year, is when that next raid came out. Because I remember playing it with you guys.
Yeah, it's been a while. So yeah, so that's
No, I mean the point is though, like I mean, if Legion was to set a bar and then everybody tells them that's the bar, right? Like they missed it by like halfway this time for sure. Like BFA was a little bit higher than this was, but they missed that bar by at least halfway this time around. So it'll be interesting to see in the future, like kind of where we go from here.
I
And
hope
it's better.
Oh, I do hope it's better too. I hope they just bring in all kinds of like Just add new dungeons. You know, I don't give a shit about your fucking MDI. You
Don't-
don't have to change
Right,
that
and don't
shit.
tie it back to like a normalized standard. That's the annoying part.
Stupid.
You can't make huge dynamic things whenever you have to staple it to some normalized bullshit.
I mean, I really think that that's why they aren't, putting new dungeons in. It's like they spent all the time probably doing the bazaar, tailoring it around, knowing that they were going to split it in two for keys and all that stuff, and just spent all their time designing it and tuning it and all that stuff, that they didn't have people to work on other dungeons. And it's just like, you could have had dungeons in the maw that would have been amazing. You could have had stuff, new stuff open up in the different zones, perhaps. Like you could have had a second dungeon where, in Bastion, right? Is it Necrotic Hold? Is that the one that's there that where like the Maldraxi showed up and attack and you go do all that?
Yes,
They-
I think so.
Fuck, you could have modified that. It's like, well, we already beat that as the story. Just change some stuff around, like it's a cleanup or something. Or I don't know.
Yeah, like why the hell don't we do more of that? Right? Like let the world evolve with the changes and the patches. If we're going to do other things,
Because I
stop
mean,
being so damn afraid of making that change.
all you'd have to do is you could have that portal there, right? And you could have it tied to, since you already do raid lockouts tied to people and all that stuff and groups and whatnot, you could just put a switch next to it where you click on it and go set the portal to this instance of the dungeon. It's like, I want to run the original one. I want to run the cleanup version. You know what I mean? Something like that. What's funny isn't there like an extra boss in the one in Maldraxxus in the center of the map? What is that dungeon?
The Coliseum thingy?
Yeah.
You know what?
I don't know
Is
why.
there an extra boss?
Yeah, there's like a mythic only boss. Like they don't add it into the mythic pluses, I think. But there's another wing down there, and I'm pretty sure there's another boss, but you have to have like a Necrolord in it or something. What the fuck is the name of that dungeon?
Oh, it's sad. I don't know.
I mean, I was just in there, and I don't. It's not Plaguefall. It's the other one, Theater of Pain.
Theater Pain. Yeah.
I don't know why I couldn't remember that. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I mean, I guess maybe there's not.
I don't remember one. I mean, I remember like you could use the Necrolord stuff to get buffs, but that's it.
Like maybe they were gonna have an extra boss. Yeah. Well, I don't know. It would be nice to have special stuff. I don't know. There's
I mean, just dungeons in general is your point. Like, it's something that we can run more than once a week, and it's something that's not fucking tied to dumb shit, and it's not just rehashed shit from 10 years ago. Like, it's fine. I'm happy we can go play old dungeons still at our level and do stuff like that, but I want it all the time. And I want dungeons that will actually give me potential loot to use. Like give me a badass drop at the end of the last boss like it used to. Or maybe it still does, I don't know.
no.
It's something relative.
So like once you're on Mythic, if you're doing a regular Mythic 0, like they all drop base level Mythic stuff. Like all the bosses drop.
Oh, right,
purple.
yeah, because it's the normalized mythic
experience. It's not like in ICC or in Wrath when you did heroics at the last boss had a purple.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's just like I don't know. It'd be nice to maybe get something special, but then it's just like unless you have it so that if that was set up, they would probably have to share a loot table because otherwise you'd get stuck into farming certain dungeons to get a specific piece of gear, and that would kind of feel bad. But if they made them all share like the bonus purple loot table or something like that, that wouldn't be too bad.
That wouldn't be too bad.
We've had that talk before about shared loot tables on an old episode. I don't remember which episode that was. It was so long ago.
We're the masters at solving this problem.
Yeah, solving problems that nobody listens to. Well, let's see. What else is going on? So apparently Overwolf and WoW Up are having a breakup.
I've never even heard of WoW Up.
WoW Up was one of the, like, when Overwolf bought CurseForge from Twitch, right? Around that time, you had a bunch of add-on managers, new add-on managers pop up because a lot of people don't like Overwolf. They don't like their, like, bloatware type software and all this other stuff and whatever. And it's, you know, whatever. So they made their own add-on managers and they tapped into the CurseForge API that was never intended to be public, but like they used the old Twitch client to, I guess, reverse engineer supposedly the calls made so that way they could access the databases with the add-ons and all that kind of stuff. But apparently WoW Up has been partnering with Wago, WAGO.io, to, I guess, consolidate. And because they're doing this, Overwolf basically said, yeah, we're not working with you on this anymore because of whatever reason. So it seems that the whole...
Well, the dude said that that's when they canceled his API application. They rejected it after he made that announcement or something. So I think that was the saltiness he had towards them, was that they sat on his application to get access to the API officially, like with a license or an agreement or something. And then as soon as they inked something with this Wago or whatever, they came back and conveniently denied his application. So I don't know. I mean, even when going through and doing the add-on that we worked on and deploying it onto CurseForge, the whole system a piece of shit. Like,
no, that's just
I'd be surprised to see any more than one person working on it, or like it's almost a side note somewhere.
Oh, you mean CurseForge?
being ran under somebody's desk. So
yeah, it's probably a
ran by
skeleton
kids.
crew.
Like I don't know. That's not whatever. You know, like, yes, people that work on add-ons, maybe they deserve to have the opportunity to make money for the time they spend to contribute to the community and all this stuff. And then they drive ads to pay for that. Sure. But if you have a shitty service in general and the core audience that you're getting these advertising dollars from don't enjoy the service or the interface to your service, like, sorry, you just can't angrily control, the consumption of your stuff. You're just going to piss everybody off. And, like, why would you piss everybody off whenever, like, a lot of people have migrated to this thing, right? The whole purpose, in general, the whole purpose was to serve the needs of add-on management for World of Warcraft, right?
Right.
And they did a pretty damn good job of it. It was straightforward. You could connect to several different things. It was great. So, sucks to be CurseForge because I think that it's probably just going to them more than anything.
So it's all over a disagreement about, I guess, developer compensation, right? So Overwolf put out a statement. They said, CurseForge does not have an official API for third parties who want to download files from its server. The way some add-on managers operate today is by reverse engineering the calls between the Twitch client and the CurseForge backend. A good analogy is someone reverse engineering the Spotify app to stream songs from Spotify's server without receiving Spotify's or the artist's consent to do so. Unauthorized use of the CurseForge API introduces challenges that need solving. Most notably, authors did not give their consent to have their creation distributed outside of CurseForge, which is valid if you put it up on CurseForge. I mean, that's where it's at. I'm sure there's some sort of agreement or terms of service when you create an account and upload something to there. Authors' earnings will be impacted as CurseForge has no way of monitoring engagement outside of its own ecosystem, and changes are coming to the rewards program. So they're getting ready to update the rewards program, and they, downloads through a third party don't necessarily, which I don't understand. You should be able to just monitor the API calls, but I guess that doesn't necessarily drive ad revenue, right? So, and then it says downloads originated from third.
They should be doing shit like that, like the Wago, whatever. Is it Wago or Wago? I don't know. Who cares?
I don't either.
That they did some sort of ad agreement with WowUp. So, like, if you want to have access to those the list of those add-ons, you just check the box and it shows an ad for Wago, Lego My Wago. If CurseForge could have easily done the same thing, I'm sure that, like, look at the Twitch fucking client, right? Like, it was overly complicated sometimes and a pain in the ass, and we still used it
because it forgot everything.
Right, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, people just want to be able to manage their shit and stay up to date as simple as possible. It's not that fucking hard. Work together, right? Show some ads if you got to show some ads.
Well,
show some ass if you got to show some ass.
Here's the fucking thing, right? I'm tired of this. Get rid of all the fucking third-party shit. Let Activision Blizzard take over and say, the only add-ons approved for use for this game will be hosted by us, and here's a client for it. And then if you want to publish to it, you make an account, you publish to it. If it's, and maybe they do run ads on the client, and then they set up their own thing, but they
charge a developer account every year like everybody else does.
I mean, no, just make it so that you have to have a good Battle.net account in good standing, or a World of Warcraft account in good standing that's active. I'd be fine with that.
I agree.
I think that should be the case. I think that it should be handled and done by Blizzard and all that stuff, and just leave it alone at that, and they've already got the infrastructure set up for, whatever. You just tie it to fucking Battle.net, and then you make it so it's integrated so that if there is an update when you launch the fucking game, it will say, hey, these add-ons are out of date. There's new updates. Do you want to update? And boom, it'll do it for you. And you can just tell it no. And you don't have to. And all that stuff. And then, that would, I think, solve all this problem. And then you just put all these other fucking people out of business. Because if they're making money, for whatever. And Blizzard's not getting a cut of it. And it's just like, I'm not saying that anybody needs a cut of it. I mean, how many add-on communities are there out there for all these different games that they don't necessarily make money on? Like, I don't know if Nexus Mods is a good example anymore. I don't know if they changed their stuff. But it's just like Steam Labs, or not Steam Labs, but like the Steam Workshop stuff. It's like, I don't think you get a cut of anything from that. It's like, you do it because
I don't know.
It's a community thing, right? And it's just like, you want to provide something for the community. And it's just, I don't know. It's either let Blizzard take it over and or just move everything to fucking GitHub and let these other add-on managers just handle it, because you can get it from that way too. And it's just like, and then you don't have to deal with pushing the CurseForge.
I agree.
And it's just, I don't know. It's annoying, and it's just like, yeah, I don't like Overwolf. I used it for, I think I used it for some stuff for Guild Wars 2, or I tried to for Reshade or whatever, to get like some graphical enhancement on the game or whatever, like some sharpening and like different lighting effects and whatnot, like post-processing on the video stuff. But it was such a pain in the ass to use, and I just gave it up because I was just like, I don't give a shit about this. But it's just, I don't know. It's just Overwolf just isn't the best. But like, I launch CurseForge, update my add-ons, and then close it immediately and have it close Overwolf immediately. So it's like, it's not like it's running all the time. I don't understand why people have such a big issue with it. Consider
Yeah, I think one of the biggest issues is that like when somebody makes something handy and easy to use, like it's where people want to be at. So I think they just need to spend their time creating a super simple way to migrate your CurseForge add-on to something else. But if they're reliant on making money from things like that, then that's a whole nother topic, unfortunately.
I can't imagine that people make money off of these add-ons yet. I mean, it's just like, it seems like that's like it's a new thing.
Yeah, I don't know. If anything, it's going to be, well, I mean, I think it was probably well more prominent like within, over the course of WoW's lifetime, probably earlier on, just because of how websites were done, right? Because it's not like, because getting direct access to stuff through web services and stuff like that, the way this is being done, was way more complicated like 10 years ago. So in general, I think that this is probably something that just needs to change and evolve with the times. And I much more prefer it just to be under a wing of Blizzard so that it can be respected appropriately for players that just need or want add-ons in their game, right?
Yeah, and I mean, and if you're looking for any new add-ons, there's this really good one out there called Grotwurst. It's probably one of the best ones I've run across. It's
been recently updated too, I heard.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, make sure it's up to date, make sure you got all your stuff set up, and just annoy the fuck out of everybody with it. So let's go ahead and do our New Year's WoW solution checkups.
We killed Sylvanas.
That's not what the New Year's WoW solution
anymore.
was. Yes.
But I logged in to kill Sylvanas.
Yep, but you haven't. But that's your normal login.
I logged in
More than me.
the other day.
When?
I don't know.
You were.
Was it Sunday when we killed Sylvanas? Yeah. Was it the day after because you forgot to turn off guild repairs?
Maybe.
That doesn't count.
Hold on. Sorry.
Rip it.
Yeah, sorry.
Keeping that in.
No, I thought about logging in. That's what it was.
Oh, okay.
No. I actually had the launcher up and I was gonna hit play and then I was like, nah, I'm gonna play Guild Wars 2. And then you came home and I didn't even think about it.
Don't even blame me on this.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I was like, no, because you said something and I was like, you asked me to do something or something and I was like, oh, I logged out of Guild Wars 2 to do whatever it was that I needed to do. And then that was it. I was done. I was like, well, I'm not going to log back into Guild Wars 2 and I'm not going to log into WoW. I'm done. Yeah.
I'm guessing, Brian, you're about at the same level Kristen is with your upkeep on your WoW Evolution.
I play BC again on Sunday.
But what was your WoW solution though? Wasn't it that you were looking at a new character for retail, maybe?
I was, and I will admit, I got on and I played Islands 2 days in a row. Like I got on and done about 3 different island expeditions, each day. I did one yesterday. Yeah, I did one yesterday as well. But unfortunately, I haven't really gotten into playing another character, so play a little bit. But
I will tell you right now, is a pretty good time to play alts. Leveling isn't too bad.
Jim,
I'm just saying.
what I want to say is I got addicted to playing Valheim again, so it's
Oh.
complicated.
Oh, it's complicated. Well, I got, I think, another 1 or 2 DKs up to 60. I think I have 4 left to get to 60 on the Horde side, so I'll get that done. I have been a little sidetracked the last couple of days, but only because Love is in the Air is active, and I'm trying to get the big love rocket that's no longer the big love rocket.
I did that yesterday, and I'm gonna do it again today.
I've done it on like probably minimum of 12 times the last couple of days. You know, just go through all the characters. I mean, you can do it on like low level characters too,
and still get a chance for the mount.
I would assume so, as long as you get that purple heart container. I think that's what contains it. So, but I mean, it's just like you go in, you do it, and you don't get nothing, and you just move on. And then like they have these things that are fireworks, but they call them love rockets. So why you can't have a big love rocket, but you can have a little love rocket, I don't know. It seems to me that
they're biased against big love rockets.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not big and pink, it doesn't count. I don't know.
Do you think you could get like 10 of them and just that's your big one?
Strap them together.
There you go.
But it's just, I saw that when that first came up. The first thing I went was, oh, it's the mount. But then I realized, 1, that that's not the name of the mount anymore. 2, it was a white grade item. And 3, I was mad that they even left that name in there after they made such a big deal about changing the name of the mount.
What's the other one called now?
Oh, the X something or other Heartbreaker.
Oh,
it's got like an X and like some numbers designation, and then Heartbreaker is what it's called. Which, whatever.
I guess that's better than big ass penis. I don't know.
I mean, it was a rocket with a heart on it. I mean, that kind of is a love rocket, so I don't know. But I don't know. Whatever, I'm over that shit. I was just momentarily upset about it for a little bit. But yeah, so that's going on right now. So I think that's good through the 21st. So make sure you log in and I guess try to get your rocket. Let's see. Still haven't gotten any fish tweets yet, so I'm kind of upset. Really
Yeah, I had Captain D's today for lunch, so
oh nice. I'm upset.
My favorite fish was Captain D's. It's probably chicken, I don't even know.
I don't know what
it was delicious.
I haven't had Captain D's in a long time. But
I know.
But yeah, so anyway, I think that's gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here with that. And well, no, okay, real quick. So, it's, let's see, what is it? February 28th, I think, is when Guild Wars 2 is launching their new expansion. So, yeah, no, they have a new expansion coming out. And so it's just, I know people say it's like, oh, the dates don't ever line up or whatever. They don't coincide. I'm like, maybe it does. You know, it just seemed kind of odd because they announced that earlier in the month when their expansion was coming out. And then Blizzard announced theirs. I mean, maybe it's coincidence. I don't know. You're probably going to see, hopefully, people come back for the new content.
I mean, you're going to be done with 9.2 by the end of the week anyway, so.
Maybe. There's a reputation grind because I think you have to do some stuff to get. Oh, you got to get reputation up so you can get the second legendary and all that stuff. So, which, yeah, they're adding second legendaries. So you got to make sure that your legendaries aren't any of the tier gear slots, which I don't know if they are or not. I don't know how the new legendary system works because
we're gonna get another legendary. We can equip another one.
Yeah, but there'll be a separate set of legendaries, not like from the Rune Carver. Oh. It'll be tied to reputation of the enlightened ones, I believe is what it's called. And I'm not sure if there's gating on that or not. There might be. It might not. Maybe they changed it to just a straight grind. I don't know. We'll find out. Maybe I'll do some research.
On the next episode of
Server Restarts In. All right, thanks everybody for listening. You can send us a tweet, at server_restart, or check us out at facebook.com/server restart in. And catch you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.